I am a little bit worried against that matchup against Cloud9. Cloud9 play a very disciplined Halo, and they're not going to just roll over. They are going to test phase during Pool B.
Looks like we're taking a look at Pool B, the first match of the day, Nemesis versus OMiT. And we're here hanging out in the streets, hanging out in the streets.
Take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets.
Yeah, this should be a good matchup. I think that this is certainly OMiT being tested early, right? Like, I don't think they're expected to beat Shopify in this pool, but if they're going to beat anyone, it would have to be Nemesis. The question marks about Nemesis are the fact that they didn't get to land before this event. So last event, they were a bit more prepared. They got to come up maybe a week and a half early in practice, but this time maybe coming in a little bit colder, and OMiT, I think, should take advantage of that if they can.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about GloryGGz because they came out and landed a little bit, and they boot camped it up, and I'm excited to see what they look like. Team Nemesis, they are going to run through WuTum. That damage that WuTum puts down is serious. We have Snipedrone on screen, who I think is one of the baddest men in the EU. He's gonna plant his feet, he's gonna win those gunfights, but for me, that player to watch out is WuTum. When he creates damage or chaos through that damage, you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason, Snipedrone, probably the least talked about member of Nemesis on socials, but I agree with you. Like, just thinking back to like HCS London last year, he had, I think, the second highest KD in that tournament when they got top 6, and he's just, I don't know, he's so inconsistent, so, wow. WuTum, by the way, I want to say that was like BXB, but he's on mouse and keyboard. I don't even know what his melee button would be, but it's like CXC, maybe.
Somebody tell us, please.
Do you know his settings?
I know what I use. Mouse button 4, R, mouse button 4. There you go.
Okay. Well, I figure, like, as a MMK player, you probably studied his control scheme. Do you know if he plays close to the same settings?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much the same. And it's the sensitivity is extremely high, though. I don't know how he plays on such a high sense. I think Scoob is way higher. His sensitivity is around mine, but it's still a bit higher than mine. Some of these guys control their reticle really well on MK.
Enemy has the ball.
So Nemesis hasn't really found like a lot of resistance through the open bracket at all, through their games at all. The only teams that have stopped them are FaZe, Shopify Rebellion, and anybody else that they haven't been tested on.
It's Optic.
Optic, obviously.
They actually didn't play Shopify at the last event, so it was just Optic and FaZe they lost to. And they also beat Optic, so...
Which is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're the only team not named Shopify that has beaten Optic, so...
That's a good, yeah.
I mean, FaZe beat Optic a couple times online, but, I mean, when it comes to LAN, Nim is the only team that's been able to beat them.
Ball drop.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Nemesis here in Dallas. Like, that's definitely one of the teams that you have to be watching out for if you're a fan of Halo esports. Like, legitimately, they've already shown they compete with some of the best in the world already. They can be a dark horse squad that makes it into a championship Sunday right now, have a slight lead over OMiT.
I'm really, really curious. You guys talked about not being able to LAN. How is that going to affect them? LAN is a very different environment than online, obviously, but the shot works differently, and like when you're landing, I feel like you're getting used to that for the entire week. We saw how important lands were back in Halo 3 and Halo 2, right? Like very important. We had I forgot the name of the family, but I always forget the name of the family. I don't know why.
Tots?
Yes, Tots family. Yeah, they had yes, thank you. They had a LAN where they ran the top teams in the game, and that's why we got some of the best Halo ever, is because those players were able to LAN. So how much is that really going to affect Nemesis? I'm really curious.
I mean, realistically, Arlington was, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
It's like, they've played LAN recently. They probably showed up yesterday. They probably LANed after they did their media day. Like, they've got some reps on LAN going into this. I think it's more important that they're just comfortable on the setups here. I think that's like the hardest part as a competitor, to like make sure you're comfortable on the setup that you end up on, because it's not going to feel the same as your home setup. So
one setting changes everything.
Exactly,
like, literally. Like
especially in this game.
I tried to put my res scale to 1440p just to see, because everyone was like, "Oh, it's so pretty." And I'm like, "No, this is horrible. I feel like I'm dragging through mud." But yeah, I mean, one setting can literally change how everything feels.
I really like the way WuTum has played this. He saw the first group of 3 pushing purple. Instead of engaging with them, he rapped to see if anyone was going through mid. Look at the way he's just controlling this space in front of C with perfect timing. And he's just shutting them down. I mean, he just single-handedly ensured that Nemesis got an extra 30 seconds of ball time just with some really strong awareness.
Really disciplined play, and then on top of that, a change of pace. When you think of WuTum, you think of him with the exciting, dynamic, speedy type of play, but for him to be able to slow it down and kind of zone out OMiT, I mean, that's a dangerous WuTum. That's a prepared WuTum, and that's a WuTum that's going 15-7.
And a lot of people don't talk about what he just did, the tech right there, right? Just quickly looking to the right to get that slide off the quick sprint. Like, stuff like that is something that I think a lot of people overlook with mouse and keyboard that you see WuTum doing all the time. There's just so much tech. I could sit here for an hour and talk about why that's also bad. the mid-range shot is tough on MK.
Oh, as right now, 84 seconds here for Nemesis already. We're finally starting to see Kuhlect and OMiT try to infiltrate the subway side as they get the kills. It looks like they want the ball here as well. They want to slay out. They want to control subway.
SLG 12 and 10. I feel like SLG is probably their IGL. If you could pick one person on this roster to IGL, he's an absolute genius of the game. I feel like he thinks about the game at such a deep level. So many layers to his thought process. But WuTum, man, this kid, I swear, last year he was already really good, but I felt like there was times that maybe he's dying a little bit, you know, in silly situations he doesn't. But that's just probably an experience diff. You know, he's played Halo for less time than probably everybody in the building right now, but he's still one of the best players. But now it feels like he's really like kind of coming into his own as a Halo player, not just this Click A player.
I mean, think about it. You've had SLG. You talked about him being a genius. This guy really is a genius. Like, I talked to this guy for 20 minutes about Halo, and I'm like, I'm the worst analyst in the league. Like, there's no way you think this deeply. Like, he really think. Just if you ever see him, try to have a conversation. He loves talking about Halo. Have a conversation with him about Halo. You will learn so much, and I guarantee WuTum is soaking that all in.
Oh, for sure.
8 seconds here for Nemesis, just 12 seconds away from taking it, but more important, that time is going down. 30 seconds on the clock. OMiT are between a rock and a hard place. The scoreboard and the time right now here in round 1.
Huss really needs to stay alive, but I don't know if he's going to be able to.
Wow.
That's actually a huge kill. Keeps his team alive, but Snipedrone's just chilling on the desk. Gets stuck. 99 seconds, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. OMiT just, as a last player alive, doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to force the spawns on the cafe side. Well, okay. There you go.
Glory's like, oh, yeah, I'll hold that. Thanks, bud.
Steal it.
I think he was trying to toss that ball towards B Street, towards his spawning teammates, and rotate the ball, but it ended up like kind of in the middle, like right under the planters, and Glory's like, thank you?
I feel like that's one of those times where, like, you have to understand, you have to have that internal clock in your head and understand the spawn time, right? Because, like, maybe he thought there was a spawner that got through on back of A that was already pushed up, and he was trying to get that 1v1. I'm not sure, but regardless, that's the first round now for Nemesis.
And they start the second round with a 4 dead. SLG has a stalker. We know this guy loves his precision weapons. One of the best snipers in the game. OMiT struggling to find their footing so far, but I mean, even off that 4 dead though, Nemesis don't get any ball time out of it. So OMiT play well off spawn here, and they can actually turn this round around.
So we talk about IGL type of players, but you know, I love the fact that it has.
Sorry, I didn't expect him to reach out right there, Tony. I'm so sorry, Tony. I didn't expect him to reach out right there. It kind of shocked
Tony,
me.
Tim. What
Yeah, my bad, Tony. I love you. You know that. You know that. I was just shocked he reached out there.
I was getting excited too. I thought something about to happen. I was ready, baby. But it's funny because OMiT does have, you know, a lot of vocal players. Like Mortally has IGL in him. Huss, I don't know if you've heard Huss's names.
No.
Bro, they are clear. They are concise.
Really?
Even when team with someone like Ryan knew, he had a very big voice in the actual comms they were scrimming.
And that's hard to do.
I loved Ryan Noob when he was streaming the scrims with comms. I got to hear so much, and I just think you have great players that know how to small talk, that know how to play the game, and you put it together. As I keep saying, people are gonna sleep on OMiT. You shouldn't, even Nemesis.
How do you ever sleep on Kuhlect? This guy is so dirty.
Someone said that didn't work on LAN. It just worked.
Yeah.
I've heard people keep saying that for some reason. We just saw it work on LAN. The right to left look with the straight.
Strafing?
Yeah,
Is that what we're calling it?
I mean, I used to call it a jab straight, but I don't think it's very jabby anymore. It's more like more forward, it's more elongated, I guess is the right way to say it. I don't know.
Only see like Kuhlect and Descendant.
Yeah,
are like the main two that do that.
Legend hit a crazy.
Legend does it too. Yeah.
Legend hit a crazy one to outgun somebody with one shot.
Crazy.
I saw it. I was just like, wait, he broke my eyes.
It's crazy because for me, like I would love to implement that before I implement. I still don't know the C plat jump, but I'll implement that. Absolutely, that's fun.
What does that say about the game that we're in year 4 right now?
Yeah.
And you know there was some sneaky jumps added in intentionally, but there's also just unintentional tech that we're starting to see come out that's still effective. This is year 4, and it feels like we're still learning things.
I mean, I feel like speedrunners in Super Mario 64 are still finding tricks 30 years later, so there's probably an unlimited amount of tricks that are still yet to be discovered in this game. But, man, so far, Nim looking pretty good. This round's a bit closer. OMiT still not really comfortable yet. It feels like Nemesis are just a bit more structured. What? Did Ezho just...
I think he
like a
lunged
Halo 2 lunge.
Yeah, he lunged and the kill already happened. 27 and 18 out of WuTum though. That's absolutely nuts. This kid, well, I looked at the last event at Arlington and I said, wow, he got a lot better, and because he did. I feel like in terms, let's just talk mouse and keyboard technicalities, right? He doesn't flick as much. He's a much more solidified tracking player, and that's kind of what you need, right? You can't Bandit, you can flick on the last shot, obviously, but it gets kind of mixy. Tracking, I feel like, is more consistent, and you're seeing him track a lot better and win a lot more fights.
And on top of the 27 kills out of WuTum, which, by the way, like you said, he was already this crazy, talented player, but continues to get better and better. I'm looking at these assists, man. 16 assists out of Snipedrone,
Wow,
16 kills to go along with it, 13 assists out of Glory. He has over 100 points of ball time, so I feel like the whole team right now just moving like a well-oiled machine. Everybody kind of playing their role.
There's no weak point on this roster. Like, they really are the real deal. I mean, they have it all. I don't know. I feel I'm so confident in this Nemesis roster. I think, in my eyes, cannot be lower than the 5th best team in the world. Like, it's...
The question is, does Nem lift the trophy, or does the team lift the trophy? That's kind of my question.
The mascot?
Yeah, the mascot.
The plushie or the players?
Yeah, does the plushie lift the trophy?
You put them in the trophy, and then you lift
There you go, Tony. They're all set up. They're ready to go. All jokes aside, I truly think that like there is a world in year 4 where some of these other teams, you know, make an upset like that happen. I think it's really tough because there's a large gap between Optic and Shopify and the rest of the league, in my opinion. There's still that very large gap, but I mean, anything is possible when them are beating Optic, you know. So
Who has 31?
it's insane. Like I wish people listened to me for 4 years now when I said M&K was good. Now it's a player who, and this is serious, right? We have a lot of individual skilled players that can play mouse and keyboard. Everyone knows how to shoot. It's not about that in Halo. You have to understand the game at a high level. And WuTum, coming from Splitgate, understood some things, understood positioning and pacing, but now he's leveled up even more, and he's understanding even more of the game, and I feel like he's just going to get better and better.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel like there was a lot of talented mouse and keyboard players that maybe should have given a little bit more time to get more seasoned with it. Because, again, skill, like you said, the shot's there, but a lot of them say, you know what, it's not viable. No, it is. It's just that these controller players have a decade or more over you on how to play a good system. I feel like I wish they would have gave it more time, because I feel like there's a huge skill ceiling with mouse and keyboard, and I want to see more of it.
Can you imagine an alternate universe where Nemesis wins an event and then Royal 2 says, F it, I'm switching to M&K?
He needs to, man.
Royal 2 is a beast on mouse and keyboard. Like, that guy's insane.
Do you know his reasoning? His reasoning, it's not...
He said melees are too hard.
Right, it's not that, it's not I won championships on the controller. That's not his reason. His reason is melee suck on mouse and keyboard. That's what he says. They're not viable, they're not consistent, and the short range shot as well.
Listen to me here, Matt, okay? Listen right here. You sit across the map at all points in time.
He really does.
You are never within 2 feet of an enemy. Honestly, at this point, I'm surprised you haven't unbound your melee button and turned it into reload, because it's useless for you. Go to mouse and keyboard.
I understand his
No, I'm joking.
No. I know you are. I understand his joking though. Like it's tough because you know if it's 49-49, you miss a melee because you're on M&K. Like you know.
Well, it looks like OMiT have really brought themselves back into this round. Just a minute in regulation. Dim does win control here, and they've been really good at this A-side setup so far this game. Goes for the insta-flow, does Glory. And they're about to tie this up, actually. OMiT, though, really fighting back here.
Slight lead here for OMiT at the moment, but with less than a minute on the clock right now. OMiT need this win in the round in order to send us into a round 3. And as of right now, Nemesis are scoring, and Snipedrone is 5ing. Mortally somehow able to escape death, but Snipedrone is on the chase. The melee doesn't work. It's not just mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I think melee just might not be good in Halo. They have been a problem since literally H1, so I don't know. But okay, this is an opportunity for OMiT to win this round. This last push for Nemesis.
5 seconds left. 3 down. Go Nemesis. They're gonna get wiped, and OMiT put their first round on the board. Next round takes it.
Ezho just went absolutely insane. I want to say he got probably a killing frenzy at the end of that round as a part of their way to come back, or at least I think he went like 12-2 in the last half of that round.
And it's just one player taking over. We see it so many times. And Ezho's that player that I constantly say, he's got that incredible mentality as just a young kid that you need to have to be one of the best. And Tony was talking about this on a stream the other day. It is almost this like belligerent confidence that doesn't belong, right? You have to be so confident, and at that point, I mean, when you're that confident and you still have that humbleness to you, you have a player like Ezho.
Yeah, it feels like if you, and not even just a pro, if you want to be a champion, because there's even a difference between like a pro level player and one that is consistently winning. But if and by the way, you stole it from me. I stole it from Wes. Like
I credited you.
In order to I stole it from Wes. Like, in order to be a champion winning pro, you have to have almost a like delusional like confidence that no matter who I'm going up against, I am the best. I'm going to outgun this person. We are going to outplay this person. We're going to do everything possible. Man. And it's like, but honestly, like you, and it's the same thing in sports, same thing in basketball, football.
Yeah.
You got to think, I'm the stuff.
Yeah, you need it here too. Yeah, like I want to be honest. Like for me, when I get into a 1v1, I'm questioning if I'm going to win the 1v1. That is a bad mentality to have. You literally have to go in here and know, hey, I'm in a piv fight. I need to win this, and then you start to get again into that flow state, like we saw Ezho do. You said 10-2. That's insane.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's insane to win a round. You put yourself in a position tied up now, but Nemesis taking control.
Continuing on your thought process, this might be a controversial opinion, but I don't think that the age. Okay, like it's not that older players are washed or like not as mechanically skilled anymore. I think that doubt creeps into their minds.
100%, dude.
And it's like when you're younger, you're fearless, and that's what makes younger players better, in my opinion. Instead of like old age and losing reaction time, like
look at F1. There's F1 racers that are 40+ years old. That we're talking about reaction time you need to stay alive, or else you crash. Like that is. I mean, you need reaction time.
But it's the confidence that wanes when you get older because you're worried about other things in life. You know, you got to pay your rent, all these other things. Like, it changes.
I'm curious also about how, being in a scene for so long and also getting, placements and then having to either maintain that level of that pressure of you already have history and you already placed top 2, top 3, or maybe even top 1. Maintaining that, there's got to be a lot of pressure in that and feeling like, okay, am I losing it? What's going on?
So all of this ties in, and I 100% agree with you. And another thing I want to add to it is passion. You kind of lose passion over the years too. And to keep #1, like you said, you need that passion.
I will say, if Ryan Noob heard you say that, he would yell at you so hard.
You just need it. You need to like absolutely love the game the same way you love the day one.
He told me, and I quote, "You will need to claw this controller out of my hands."
I'm sorry, can I get a young person here? Because the average age on this couch is 43, and we're talking about the mentality of a young person. First of all, nobody on this couch, maybe Allie, nobody else on this couch should be talking about the mentality of a young person, because none of y'all have been young in decades, okay? And I'm right there with you. Can I get a young person in the crowd, please?
My kids are young. They're doing the Rizzler face and all. Like they know. They have the mentality.
Okay.
I remember how cocky I was as a 16-year-old playing in my first FFA tournament. That's why I got top 8.
You remember 40 years ago? My man.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Tony, okay.
It might be the Alzheimer's, though. It could be a false memory, low-key. Can someone confirm on my wiki if I got top 8 in 2006?
We're playing Halo. We're at Fortnite.
Back in my day.
Let's go talk to WuTum. How old is WuTum? Do we know?
18 now?
He's 18?
Yep.
I think he might be 19.
18?
Is he 19 now?
I'm gonna go 20.
He might be 20 now. He might be 20 now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, time
Shot
flies.
confirmed. Shot confirmed.
Time flies.
We're
Just a
old,
little
bro.
bit, yeah. Time flies pretty fast, huh? So who's the youngest in the league now? Cycle's 18. So
How old is last
Avicii.
shot?
Avicii's
Oh,
the youngest?
Avicii's 17, I think.
Just because Cycle's 18 now, like,
Well,
age
he was
is
the
like
young-
age
he
is
was the
relevant,
young-
So if he was the
Oh
youngest,
my God.
and
Tony.
just because he turned 18, everybody else probably turned 19.
Right, but there's other players that enter, so, you know, I was just
No,
making
there's
sure.
a new young person that was also already in the league. Yeah, that was,
Oh, I remember. I don't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about. There's another one.
I was actually joking.
Oh, okay. There's another young player that just like started playing. It was in the open bracket that we actually casted last event. I forgot his name though. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
It's
Ice
funny
Kid.
that-
Are you thinking of
Ice
Ice
Kid.
Kid?
Oh, Ice
Yeah.
Kid. I
Yep.
think he's 18.
I think he's 18.
And
Okay.
he's from Puerto Rico, actually.
So he's
too.
not the young. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
go,
funny,
buddy.
Avicii's so-
Okay, anyway.
It's Nemesis and Boricua,
Wepa.
baby.
Hey,
GB, where you at? It's funny that like Avicii's so young because like he comes with experience from other games. Like, lots of times players that have experienced other games, they're kind of older, but it feels like, you know, the WuTums, the Aviciis, they're plenty. Like they're getting experience everywhere now.
46 kills for WuTum. You were just talking about
Stop
Tony.
it.
My
46 kills for WuTum. This round's not even over yet either. He's gonna pop a 50 bomb on land, my man. That is crazy.
By the way,
Game
this is on streets of all maps. Like, you think that the mouse and keyboard guy would pop off on a map with like a sniper rifle.
Right.
No, this is just Bandit and Stalker. And I don't know if WuTum's even had the Stalker that much.
Oh, it's crazy to see, man. And 58 points of all time, by the way, which is also nuts. 4 dead though.
But this looks good for OMiT.
Less than 10 seconds between the two right now. A little less than 2 minutes on the clock. Anything can happen right now, and swinging the series into your favor as far as momentum-wise can be absolutely huge right now. And OMiT have officially taken the lead. Nemesis, it feels like they're on the clock.
Look at this long wrap from Mortally. He surprises SLG. SLG has no reason to think that a player's behind him, but that's such a good backwards flank from Mortally. The problem is his teammates were dying, so they had to play the ball to mid-map. And now it's getting mixy. There's only a 4-second separation between these teams. They got to fight for map control.
75 to 71 right now. We're on board with Borderlands, putting some good shots on some WuTum, but a high IQ play to simply back down. Leads to a 3 down for Nemesis. OMiT are now trying to advance this ball towards Subway. They have camo. This is their game to lose at this point. Nemesis, it's going to be tough for them to get the ball out of their hands.
Yeah, this is really hard. This is one of the harder breaks in the game. They're all going mid. No one's going on the B lane. Kuhlect is completely unseen. He's behind. He's going to get a back smack. He should take out WuTum as well. Goes for the jab straight. WuTum holds strong. Gets a melee, but that's... Okay, they actually 3 dead on both sides? No, 2 dead on OMiT. But they've got to hold off the pressure. Nemesis should be spawning close.
Us battling out for the back Subway
Oh, no.
side. The melee ends up missing, and even the repulse is enough to keep him alive. This was a 2v1 at one point. This was their Subway side. Nemesis have stolen control. They've stolen the ball. Collect the final player now alive on OMiT, and now it's Nemesis with the ball in their hands.
That kill from Glory might have just won them the round because now he staggers out Kuhlect. It's a 4v3 on the map. WuTum's all the way pushed up to Arcade. Glory's there to help from the B stairs. The positioning is flawless from Nemesis, and they're just racking up the ball time. I don't think, OMiT can't get here. Kuhlect staggered out. That win from Glory won them this round.
Big plays across the board for Nemesis.
Ball dropped.
The ball not their hands right now.
Wait, how?
OMiT
Wait,
just stole
what?
the ball. Wait, what
How?
just happened?
How?
I thought they were on that commando side, but they were
Oh,
not.
Glory's back. Glory's back. How did... Okay, Glory gets a double. I think that'll do it.
A little scary there, fellas. Hey, you can't be doing that. What are you doing?
Wow. Glory clutched up. By the way, WuTum finished with 50.
50 bomb. My goodness.
That's absolutely insane.
50.
50. I will say that the 50. What?
With the 50.
50. Replay. I think we were taking a look at what happened there at the end.
Well, this was the second round early, so we're going to go through these replays as they come, but let's just highlight Huss with the repulse, reach out, that made Active freak out for a second earlier.
Yeah.
Nice insta-explode from Kuhlect. He must have been yapping, gets the perfect kill as well.
I love yapping.
Yeah, we get paid to yap.
Isn't that nice?
Professionally down.
I changed my Twitter bio to just professionally yap.
Eli, OMiT gave such a great fight against Nemesis, and there was almost like a moment where we were all like, wait, hold up. OMiT might just take this first game. You said that they were doing great on scrims. What did you see from them, and what are you seeing from them here?
I mean, I don't know what it is. These players all just kind of vibey type players that rely on good communication to make good plays. They don't like overthink anything. They just kind of play the game, and I think that's really important in this game of Halo Infinite. And they really had a chance to win this game. I think at this point, Kuhlect, with this impressive play, so patient to get this back smack, but WuTum with some strong shots and this melee make the push a little bit easier.
Well, I was going to say, let's talk about something, but we got a game going on. Game number 2 of that OMiT versus Nemesis.
Mortally just hit a double perfect with the shock rifle. They start 6-0. Ezho crouching like a tiger in the night, hiding in the bushes, waiting for someone to push through, but look at the collapse. It's perfect. They haven't died. Oh, never mind. WuTum gets the first one.
But of course it's WuTum.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him staying alive here, too. It's so good. He's still alive. Finally, they take him out, but that gives time for Snipedrone. Yeah, they're kind of rolling this map right now. This is 10-3 is a pretty good lead to start.
This is one of those maps that can get out of hand from the opening just like this. It looks like Nim are starting to claw their way back in, but when the momentum is favoring any team right now, I feel like this map snowballs harder than any other Slayer right now. The spawns are so easy to control and collapse on repeat.
Well, that's the thing in Halo 5 was, and I'm sure you'll probably correct me if I'm wrong here, but it was so easy to spawn trap somebody over towards bottom snipe. It was so easy to spawn trap somebody over towards blue as they're trying to rotate and go yard. It was the spawns that you were able to just dominate that made it so snowbally. Is that still the same even?
It's the same exact thing here. I mean, on top of that, there's no items that spawn. Like, there's no weapon that spawns in Tram. There's no weapon that spawns bottom snipe. There's no weapon. There's not really any tools that help you escape from the different places that you're going to be spawn killed in. Yeah, a shroud would be cool for a rotation. I would like that a lot, because then you could either shoot it across the map to block a line of sight like close to them, or you could use it to shroud off the flower bridge so that you could rotate into yard more comfortably. That would make a huge difference. But
I've been saying that.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they will eventually change that.
Oh, 10 minutes left in the game. 2 minutes have passed, and we're still at that 14 kill mark, which is pretty standard, I think. But OMiT, they're going to give up this camo and an opportunity for SLG to do work with it.
The fact that it started off when we started watching here, it was what, 10-1, 10-2.
Yeah.
And at one point it was a 3-kill game. Show the grit, the fight that Nemesis have within them, and always knowing no matter what's going on, we are good enough to fight our way out of any given situation. I think that's impressive. And by the way, it's a 1-kill game, and SLG has freaking camo.
It's because they're so process-oriented off of the back foot. They didn't just funnel into yard or funnel into these different lanes that OMiT are expecting them to funnel into. They play their positioning, wait for their teammates to spawn. They spread out enough so that they can team shoot from different angles. And look at the pressure on the map they have now. They've got glass, they've got blue. Snipedrone's going to trade out, but I mean, Nemesis just played brilliantly off of the back foot.
It's a great bait and switch right there as well. It's going to be GloryGGz that gets that kill. And it'll be SLG that continues to grind forward. Shock Rifle coming up very shortly as well. You saw WuTum die pretty much on that snipe side, which opens up the spawns, and it's going to open up for SLG to push on through and try to assist. He gets a killing spree.
I'm actually curious about SLG's performance here on Solitude. You guys are talking about this great mind that he brings in. He's a very analytical player. Like, having a conversation with him is just amazing when he talks about the macro. But as far as in the game, he's a power weapon specialist. Sniper in his hands, rockets in his hands, and he always seems to make the right play. All you have is a shot to work with here on Solitude, which I feel like he's a little bit more comfortable with the snipe and the rocket and some of the other weapons. So I'm really watching out for SLG, which, by the way, 6 and 4, 4 assists. I guess I got nothing to worry about.
I mean, that was a clean little pop off the ledge there to get that kill as well. I think that, I don't know, SLG, as long as he's like confident and feeling himself, he's going to perform on any map. It doesn't really matter, but I have seen him sometimes be inconsistent in the past. I think with this current roster, he's like more comfortable than he had in the past. So that might be one of the big difference makers for him as well.
Something I mentioned too is, you know, Shock Rifle being that power weapon on the map, Tony. Mouse keyboard, in my eyes at least, and WuTum can definitely prove me wrong here. It's just, there it is. There's that, there it is.
Wow, that looks so annoying.
It does, doesn't it? Like, it's just tough. But WuTum with that Shock Rifle. Shock Rifle's a little bit tougher to use on M&K, in my opinion, than the snipe. I think it's just much harder to hit shots. You got to track them.
WuTum graced me with playing some matchmaking with me once, and one of my best memories from that session was he dropped the shock rifle for me, because he hates the shock rifle on mouse and keyboard. He's like, I don't even want this gun.
It's rough. It's so tough to use. It really is.
I'll let it be known that I missed every shot and went double negative and lost in the game. It was like 200 ping though, so it is.
You know, nobody was there. You could have told us that you dropped 20.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And, I mean,
I'm in WuTum's European Onyx 2000 lobbies. I was out of my league on high ping. I could not do anything. Not even gonna lie.
Nemesis, despite the fact they started off, what I mean, like I said, 1-10, 2-10 deficit, they have the lead right now, 32-29, and SLG not able to take down Kuhlect. Back-to-back kills for them.
Tied up. Big moment here. WuTum in a 1v1 against Ezho. Neither is willing to back down.
Wow.
And he even gets an extra shot. I mean, I call that extra credit. You win a fight barely, and then you get a tiny bit more damage somewhere else on the map. That's going to just open a little bit more pressure for your teammates to act off of. So impressive win there. We're still tied, though. Positioning not really great for Nim here. They're all kind of stuck on that blue and flower side.
Taking them to school with that extra credit. WuTum putting down some good damage. Wants to slide on in here. Wants to put the pressure towards the snipe side. Able to do that, and Melee connects. So does the Bandit 2 taps real quick, and now shields are up. That means weapons are high.
I mean, obviously, WuTum's got, oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to see, the shock rifle in his hands. But obviously, WuTum's gotten smarter in the game of Halo. But one of the biggest things is his flicks are so much cleaner than they were. I think that was my biggest complaint when he entered the scene, and I was very vocal about it. He's just a little bit too flicky, right? Just a little bit too much. Now it seems like he's really gotten the handle on the game, and that's a little bit tough. Like you said, all setups are different. He's not at home right now, and he's looking comfortable on it.
And there's actually like some variation in even just the tables that they have at these events. Like we're in a banquet hall that has a certain table. I remember one of the events had like nails on it, so he had to get like a piece of cardboard to put under his mouse pad. Oh. Like it's harder for a mouse and keyboard player to get comfortable. Like you just hold your controller in your hands, but there's other variables at play for him and K.
We have some Counter-Strike players that literally use a measuring tape to measure their monitor to their face.
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy they get. So it is definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, and again, this is me, I don't play mouse and keyboard often, I'm practicing, but I feel like I need mouse. I'm moving the PC, okay? This PC's in my, I'm moving the PC physically so I can get my room.
Scoopmeister, he's on a, all right, so to give you a context, he's double my sense. Double. Like, that is very high. And he does that because there's not a lot of room on the mouse at events. Really? That's why he's a high sense.
We gotta fix that. He should bring his own bench.
Okay. Them actually starting to build some separation here. They get 3 dead without losing a single player. That means they can also force the next set of spawns and trap these members of OMiT. SLG moves fast enough to split the spawns across to blue as well. And that's a huge win. Snipedrone's going to be able to follow up on that. That might just seal the deal.
47-40, just 3 more kills needed, and Kuhlect's the only player alive here for OMiT, stuck in the hotel side while one shot not where he wants to be. Distracts Nemesis a little bit though, so they can spawn up and maybe push up off of that tramp side. You see, Mortally is able to take down a couple of shots from the low ground, but Nemesis over on the mid map, and OMiT were able to spawn up. They were able to get a couple kills their way, but they couldn't get the camouflage.
Yeah, this is looking like doom for OMiT here. They have no option but to turtle over in the tram side, but that just means Nemesis can take their time kind of surrounding them. Interesting that Glory doesn't stay on that right side of the push, maybe anticipating that OMiT want to escape out that lane. And look at this, a 4-man push through loop. This is so interesting for OMiT to do when they don't have any intel. They just swing out. I don't know if I agree with that.
Neither does the scoreboard, because that's the 50th kill for
Enemy captured your flag. captured your flag. Captured your flag.